Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique sessions. In this video, you're going to find out about the structure of the session as well as the environment. If you stay till the end, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what we could call type A, B, and C of people that could approach the session with different type of personality and entry-level points when it comes to open-mindedness and readiness to this type of holistic practices, and some advices for you. I'm gonna go in briefly, so then I'm gonna leave you the chance to ask more questions if you want me to go deeper into any of these topics. So back into what's the session like in terms of structure. We saw previously in another video the difference between traditional or modern hypnosis and why and how it's quite very different from the Dolores Technique canon of quantum healing hypnosis technique session. Now, in the first part, there would be a getting to know one another between yourself and the practitioner. This is the part where you can describe your life, the people that are important in your life, any areas that you would like to discover. If you know the practitioner already, that could help in terms of you already have a level of trust or relatability with the person. I really appreciate that even these small videos for even very raw and not edited at all, this could still offer the opportunity to someone that may relate or ask questions or already start to get a little bit more familiar with the person. And this is so important because it's such an intimate journey to go through. The session, it's hypnosis, hence is going to lead you to some degree, to the level of degree that you would allow and give consent to a level of trance. Now, when it comes to trance, we're just talking about brain waves, and we talk about this a little in the previous video. The first session, so once you have had a chat with the practitioner, that is also going to enable you, and the best part where you can address the session. So you would have been asked to prepare a list of questions, and we'll see practical advice at the end of this video. My advice to you is be as transparent as you can and as you wish to be with the practitioner leading you to the session, because once the session starts, that's it. You're going to have the next chance for you to speak with the practitioner. It's going to be okay throughout the whole session, but in a fully awake state only after the session. So it takes a lot to open up your vulnerability, to take your time and go and meet someone and trust them to the level to guide you for such a deep experience, and deep progressively, as now we're going to go and see into the next stages. So ask the questions, ask with clarities, explain the practitioner what you wish to know out of those sessions. I'm going to provide more examples later. Then stage 2, now you're starting to get into preparation to get into the trance. This could be done via the practitioner guiding you to do visualization exercise, or it could be a guided meditation. What is the purpose? The purpose is to get in a relaxed state. Environment, you're going to be on a bed. So these sessions are going to be face-to-face. Rest reassured, we addressed in another video, there's no touch, there's no contact. You are safe, and by the way, you are awake. So your mind is going to be always on, present in the room. Although your eyes are closed, you can decide to open them at any time. That would zoom you out of the experience, but if you wanted to, you're absolutely free to do that anytime. So this is just to reinforce you are always in control. Why the bed? Why not the chair? You wouldn't be as comfortable, and also as this level of trance goes deeper than the traditional hypnosis sessions, the level of relaxation through the body is heavier. And I hear this from clients all the time. I felt the body being very heavy and tingling. So I'm actually, if I was reflecting, lying down on a bed, I'm so glad that I did. Now, I'm also a remedial massage therapist, so I appreciate a lot of tricks that can help that position. For example, having a pillow underneath the thighs and the knees, as well as a cushion underneath the head. Anything that can set the person in a comfortable state and say to go through the session. We then start, and once the person has gone through that first part of the lying down session, going through the meditation exercises, which purpose is to activate the pineal gland. The pineal gland is that gland at the back of the brain that enables you to activate your third eye. And if this is a fancy word for you, it's just that ability to see from your own mind's eye. If you dream at night, that's basically it. So sometimes you can see things when you're dreaming, but you can also see things during meditation or just imagination. And there's ways to train this. Third part of the session. Now here starts the past life regression. The practitioner will guide you through revisiting a past life. What I love about this work is that it's not something that you would decide, and it's not something that the practitioner would make up nor decide. It is your soul that is guiding you, and so it's going to lead you to the most appropriate time and space for you to revisit. The intention is not just to have a journey and play around with these sort of experiences, absolutely not. In fact, it's done with the utmost level of respect and integrity, and the healing part is also like addressing anything that is due to emotion or life lesson. So the life is revisited and re-examined with the specific constructive and healing purpose to analyze and take out the lesson. Now when I take analyze, the analyze, it's more for later. There's no really thinking or processing in that sense throughout the session. But as you give permission to, like, your higher self, your soul to guide you, and as I said, your mind is going to be always in the background. So most likely, most people remember almost everything. And they would describe, okay, different sensation, like seeing, like it's like, normally you're driving, and now throughout this session, you slide to the passenger seat. And through the next session that we're going to see now, you slide that into the back seat. So you're always in the car, but moving deeper and deeper in this layer of awareness. So the final part is the trance channeling of your higher self. If you are ready, and only if you are ready, which is something that the practitioner trained to a certain degree would be able to tell, and obviously if your soul deems it's ready and it's appropriate and it's safe for you to do so, there will be this part where your own voice, the guidance of your higher self, of your soul would come through. And that is the voice that is going to answer the questions. Now, some of you might think or have the very first concern that is made up, or the question could be just imaginated or speculated upon. Please hold your dear skepticism with you. I'm a skeptic at heart myself, so it's always, that's super fair. But also, the best advice that I can give you is be open in your heart and in your mind to try. And maybe you're going to be amazed at what the result is. If you give yourself permission to try. Most of you nowadays are so accustomed with meditation, so you already know that sometimes you hear that voice within. Maybe you see, maybe you hear things within, and you know that's that inner guidance. So in these sessions, what comes out is not only the voice, the things that like thrills me the most, like the personality of your soul will come out. The person with its own different voice tonality or style when speaking. I sense a different type of energy in the room as well. And so this part is going to be the part addressing the question that you ask. If it's a very good practitioner leading you, then it's going to be good and enough to lead or rearrange the question if that's needed, because the soul may not communicate with the level of openness that you're dealing to. But I'll explain more about this in another video. Coming out of the session, the practitioner will make sure that you have appropriate time and space to then bring you out back safely to full awakeness. And this is done sort of with a reverse process than the one that was done at the beginning. All the session is recorded. So there's always going to be the opportunity for you to listen through and revisit when necessary. Guided is provided, and you can reach back to your practitioner to ask for questions on what to do later. What to prepare. Example of the questions. You could ask things related to, maybe you need guidance for something that is personal, relationship, parenting, job change, an investment. You can also ask health related. So when we talk about healing, it's not just an energetic type of healing. Your higher self would come with higher frequency. So think about like Reiki or energy healing. But there is additional healing that may occur. I'm saying it might. This is different. Like I've experienced sessions and witnessed sessions where people may have something like healing through the body or relieving a soreness, all to the degree of like cartilage being adjusted, a person that needed and was scheduled for surgery ending up not needing the surgery anymore. So be open-minded, and if you have seen Dolores Cannon work, you know such things may happen, but everything happens when and if that is appropriate for you. I'm going to make you another example. Sometimes the soul gives signals to the physical body in some way for the body to learn a lesson. And sometimes it is said that the soul has agreed with contracts to experience certain things in that incarnation. If this is all new and is a bit too much for you, just listen. Imagine I'm talking to you about a movie or a story, and just keeping in the back of your mind, there might be a time in the future where this is going to make sense for you. Maybe not, it's all good, but it's still relevant to know and understand. So a practical example that I experienced with one of my clients, she was dealing with allergies, and we asked her herself about the allergies and if she could get rid of. And the response from the higher self was no. That was not the time, and they were there for a reason, and she needed to listen to her body. Now, if you wonder, is this just the level of guidance that I'm going to receive? No, there is so much more, and oftentimes such gem of wisdom comes up, or specific advice that nor myself, the practitioner, would have had any chance to know, nor the person could have known by themselves. And you'll see some of this in the client's review. Examples of questions, so we said could also be things health related. It could also be things, for example, you have something that an episode or an event that occurred to you at a certain time and you want more guidance. What was that about? Or maybe there's a person, a pattern that is recurring in your behavior. Maybe you want to find out better about what limiting belief you would have to manage or reshape, or what is limiting you to be able to achieve X and Y. I'm going to pause here and create another one for the different types of personality and your level of openness to the session and what could be beneficial for you as you get ready for the session. If you have any other questions or comment, let me know down below. It's my pleasure to guide you through this journey, and I hope this was helpful. Have a great day.